Hello, hello, everyone. This is Sisters on Love, Life, and Keeping It Real. We are talking today about what, my sister?
We are talking about are you feeling emotionally supported in your successes?
Yes. So this is a good one. I did a brief little video about this a couple weeks ago, but as women, it's so important to feel emotionally supported in your successes, not just by other women, but also by your significant other. It can be easy, right, for somebody to not want to hold you in that place of like joy, especially if they themselves are not in a place of joy. So communication is huge, right? If you're excited, like we had a book that has, been published. It got number five, or excuse me, it's bestseller in five categories on Amazon.
Yes.
And we're super excited. So we're supporting each other. However, it can be easy to have somebody that you're talking to and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I've done. And they're just like, oh, really? You've never been a writer before, or, oh, really? Like, you're part of this collaboration, or I don't know, whatever it might be. How
Mm-hmm.
do you deal with
Mm-hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm. I think it is a big deal because even friendships, right, or family,
Mm-hmm.
um, you get a lot of praise and backup and cheer when you're expressing what your dream is, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I want to be this author and I'm going to write. And it's like, yeah, you should. I mean, you get a lot of support while you're talking about it. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to reality and to life, and you're like, wow, here I did it. And they're like, I feel like can become some haterism is really
Yeah.
what it is. It's almost like, well, I didn't expect that you're really going to accomplish that. And
Mm-hmm.
now that you did, you own that company, you wrote that book, you did whatever you said you were going to do, traveled. It's like, then it becomes almost like a disappointment, or, it's, you can't find the people anymore, almost like crickets. It's not like, where were you? I thought we were talking about this. I've been saying this for so long. And now
Yeah.
it happened. I'm super excited. And then that support goes away,
Right.
and it is sad because how do you deal with that? I realize that you can be in competition all your life. It starts with family, and you can have siblings. You guys can start having children, and your children are in competition, but you don't know it. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
that it was their kids that should be the best kids in the world, and whatever happens with yours, good luck,
Right.
because we should want positive for everybody. I think for women, especially, we have to start to learn and practice and put forth out there that we all can shine. If you're shining, it doesn't mean I'm dull and dark and I have no light over here because you stole it all. We all can shine at the exact same time
And
and
when
should want that for each other.
and when we shine together, so if I'm happy for you,
Mm-hmm.
it brings that into my life even more. It might come in a
Right.
different way successfully, but it brings more of that joy of that, like, this can be my story.
Right.
Maybe it's a different narrative, right? Because maybe, you wrote a book and maybe now I'm trying to start a business, but that gives me hope to be
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, Tanya just did this. That means there's hope out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how easy it is to crush somebody's hope versus saying, wow, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your successes. Let's celebrate. And it can become more about their stuff, right? And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times when we see
Yeah.
that crushingness, it's this negativity that can build where it's like either the person doesn't want to celebrate with you, they won't even acknowledge that you just did
Mm-hmm.
something. They act like it didn't even happen, right? I mean, it comes in
Right.
different forms. It comes
Mm-hmm.
from direct hate, haterness, as you said, where something negative is being said about you from them, like it was not a big deal,
Right.
or
Right.
it
Minimizing it.
minimizing it. Exactly. It
Mm-hmm.
can come from so many different levels. And, for me, the biggest takeaway is these are moments to say who is in my life
Mm-hmm.
and do they need to be? And I don't care if it's a sibling. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's a significant other. You need to look at your life and say, if I'm
Right.
trying to do better for myself, and maybe your timeline didn't come during their timeline, maybe you're older and finally
Mm-hmm.
now things in your life are coming to fruition. It doesn't matter on the timeline. It matters about the people that you're surrounding yourself with, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Because it's that energy. And you can allow that energy to take you down, because it does,
Mhm.
it's that negative energy that makes you second guess even that part of you that maybe didn't completely believe you could succeed in
Mhm.
whatever it is you succeeded in. And once you get there and you're successful, it's like that doubt makes you go, do I really got this? Right? Am I
Right.
going to really, is this going to continue? Is this just for a moment? So you don't want to let it do that. You just have to remember that basically take the strength from the haters and build from it. That's what I
Yeah.
say. Step on their backs till you get to the top versus let it take you down. Right. Because I
And
mean, that's really what it's there for. And we do it a lot, women to women. We really
oh
do.
yeah. And I call it also, and we've talked about this. It's like the devil's work, right? It's the devil coming in to somebody else and being like, okay, now that you're in a great place, I'm going to try and bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also where that self-love comes in, because I'm a, self-love coach and expert. That's when that really deep self-love comes in and says, I don't really need their validation,
Right.
their approval. I don't
Right.
even really need them to say congratulations, because I know my self-worth and I know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm accomplishing is something amazing and incredible. And the people that I should be surrounding myself with, if you're not already, or the people that you are surrounding yourself with,
Right.
those true people are going to lift you up and shine with you. And those are going
Mm-hmm.
to be your biggest cheerleaders in your life. And I know for a fact, like you are for me, Tanya, I hope I am for you,
Yeah,
because
you are.
that's right. I mean, that's why we talk all the time, because we know even in our darkest days, we can talk to each other and uplift each other. We don't bring each
Mm-hmm.
other down. If you're like, oh, I got hit by a car, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what'd you do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Right.
gonna be like,
Right.
oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, and if you're like, I got a new car, I'm like, oh my gosh, yay. Like, I don't like it's,
Right.
you
Right.
know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, oh, you got a new car. Like, I don't know. It's so petty sometimes. And I feel like the amount of time that we spend tearing each other down, imagine if we spent just as much time uplifting each other, how
Right.
powerful we would be, not only as women, but also
Mm-hmm.
within ourselves as human beings when it comes to anything in this world, right? And
Right. And also, as you mentioned, in relationships, I think sometimes for your partner, it can also be scary for them, or a jealousy part, because they're wondering, where is this new success going to take you? Does it leave them behind somewhere? Right? Does it change you? Does it bring others in now and to beware of, or jealous of? And so what does that look like for them? And you can have a lot of that, but it's like, if you love and care about somebody, you want them to grow. You want to grow together, but you want to grow to where it's not just one person. I'm just not here for you, or you're just not here for me. We should be rooting each other on for our successes fully, whatever that looks like.
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Very true. I 1000% agree. So
Yeah.
again, look at who you're surrounding yourself with and decide. I mean, throughout my life of here on this earth for 52 years, it's like I have realized not every person is supposed to stay in my life forever. There are people that I've had to let go of, that I felt like were bringing, like you said, haterism in, where I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing that to you. Why are you posting this on my Facebook account when I'm not saying anything negative
Right.
on your
Right.
Facebook account or
Right.
towards you? So really evaluate. Sometimes you have to evaluate, ladies, and it's like cleaning out the closet. Sometimes you have to clean out people that are in your lives that are no longer serving for
Mm-hmm.
where you're trying to be at this moment.
Right.
So thank you for listening to us. We love our podcast. We love having you all here. These are weekly podcasts. Again, we are aiming to do live podcasts and live videos here on Facebook and other social media platforms. And we cannot wait for that. I think that our goal is
Right.
2023 and maybe
Mm-hmm.
sooner. We'll see. But yeah,
Okay.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and thank you, ladies. Just remember that every successful woman had at least one woman behind her, encouraging her and rooting her on to be successful and to do better things. So it's all about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.